What up? All right, so we're gonna work on the 95 4runner. Just a little explanation on it. It's got a 3/4 swap, straight axle, built axles. Uh, it's on 37s, sliders, 2 bumper, nothing crazy, no duals yet. We're gonna put it on a standalone ECU from RM Control Systems. It's a new company, and this is like the first standalone that's a plug and play for this that I know of. You can do a Haltech and stuff like that, but you have to have adapters. So I just got the ECU out. There. Take you over to the pile of garbage in my shop, waiting to do dump run. So the old board, this is a factory ECU here. It sits in this factory Toyota case. This is the standalone. I'm gonna pull this board out so I can put an SD card in there, and then I'll put it all back together, and then we'll plug it in and hook up to the laptop and see where it's at. Eventually this thing is gonna get a turbo and duals and all that good stuff, but for now we'll just put it on a standalone, get it tuned NA, and go from there. Make it run a little better, play with the new software, and yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let's see. All right, so the dude said you can just pull this apart, be gentle, and work it out. Sure. Really don't want to damage this thing. You can't get the Type C out without having the board out. Let's just work the edges here. Definitely wiggling out. Cool. Okay. And then see, it goes right there. Let's pop that buddy in there. I wonder if this slides up. Oh, it does. Try and get this guy up. Really don't like touching these boards like this. Let's see. Okay, there it goes. We'll slide that in. A little bit spring loaded. Set that down. Try to lock it back into place. Maybe. I'll catch up when I get it in there. Alright, so figured that out. Just got that popped in. So the point of having this is that you can flash the ECU while the engine's running, and then when you shut the engine off, it'll actually be stored to the ECU. If you don't have that USB, you have to store it when the engine's not running. So a lot of people would store it, they'd save the tune that they just put a whole bunch of work into, and then they would shut the car off, unplug the ECU, and then it would it wouldn't save, and it would actually kind of not brick the ECU, but it would corrupt the file. So then hopefully you had like a base file saved, or like the last file you were working on saved. So then you could re-upload that, but it wouldn't have any of the changes that you just did. So we got that in, put the board back together, put the case on the board, or put the whole thing in the case, and then put it in the rig, plug it in, go to Tuner Studio, I guess is what they use for these, the program. My Subaru with the K series and the BMW M50 turbo car is they're both on Link ECU. So I have no experience with Tuner Studio, but we're gonna figure it out. I'll show you that here in a sec. Let's get this back in. And the dude that makes these, his name's Robert. He posted a video on our beta testing, or his beta testing Facebook page, how to do this. So don't think I'm just ripping into a ECU, because I'm not. I would never do this without someone showing me how. So we got our Type C. We'll just route it right like that, and there should be enough room right there in the case. Go ahead and throw that in there. Actually, like this, I believe. Okay. Plenty of room over there. It's not pinched at all. Take a couple of our screws that came out of the factory board. And that just had 2 in the middle on the factory one. I guess it did have all 6. But it only had 2 screws, one there and there. So I'm just gonna do the same. Gonna try to reinvent the wheel here. Do all this with one hand. Oh, that's why, because the other 4 hit the ECU board inside and the cover. So, there we go. Okay. One started, 2 started. 3 and 4. I have a tripod somewhere, I need to find it. Anyways, we'll get this buttoned up and then we'll plug it in. Alright, so my ECU plugs are right here, passenger kick panel. Try to prop this up. Hopefully you can see. Maybe like that. Hopefully. 4 first. Click, click. And click. And good there. Okay. Alright, just finally got it online. We're gonna go for a first start. So we need to change stuff to throttle position's good. So we need to set up a wideband sensor for air fuel, and we need to put this in Fahrenheit. So there's a couple things we need to do. It says it's running rich, but I don't know how it would be reading that. So I'm gonna go over here to fuel. Let me zoom out a little bit, and we're gonna try to go to, yeah, right here. So MAF air charge. We'll do this off of the TPS. Try to burn that. Okay, how is it? Need to find sensors. Analog oxygen sensor. Input channel. I'm gonna have to get off of here and look up the pinout and see what they had it on. Could also just throw a wideband in it and then just get rid of the original oxygen sensor. So we'll probably do that, but I'm gonna check back in with you another time. But we'll put a wideband gauge in it, and we'll probably put a map sensor in it to get rid of, well, it'll delete the MAF sensor, so it'll clean up the engine bay a bunch. Delete the MAF, put a MAP sensor in here, so it's reading the actual the pressure, which will only do vacuum right now. We'll go from there, but hey. Got a first startup on the standalone ECU. Pretty cool. Yeah, check back. I actually have, I'll show you guys real quick. I'm not going to open everything, but this is fuel pressure sensor. This is wideband sensor. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a map sensor. So I already got all this stuff because I plan on doing this one just like my last one. It's just hard with work and then trying to do this a couple hours a day after work, but yeah, they'll be in for this one, and the next one will be installing the fuel pressure, probably oil pressure, probably delete the MAF and put in a map sensor, and then wideband gauge, and then we can actually start tuning air fuel ratio stuff and putting some load on this thing. All right, that's it. Check you later.